Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching the world. My name is Sean Driver. This is the Watch Party. We are here for Colchester. It's Saturday, December 16th, and excited to see what happens with this one. Thank you, everybody, for waiting because last night was a Christmas party, and I was a little bit tired. It's a little rough getting out of bed this morning, but I'm excited to be here. 2 weeks. It feels like, man, it has been way too long. And I'm waiting. I've got the spinning wheel of death waiting for the game. I've got the microphone down, something I don't normally do because I didn't like the popping in the video before, and I hope that it doesn't end up being too bad. So 17 of you here already. There's a couple of people that I was supposed to send links out to, and I don't know if anybody else is getting the spinning wheel of death so far with the match. Nothing loading up, which is mildly concerning and just could be a byproduct of me being absolutely exhausted. But we will keep mashing away at the keyboards here and seeing, hey, W&G, nice to see that you're here. You'll see I kind of changed some of the colors up a little bit on the stuff. If you haven't been here before, this is the Watch Party, the Watch Along. We just have a good little community that I kind of enjoy that sits here and chats away in the chat. I give an update as to the scores, the activities, the things going on the pitch. Some people mute others and just listen to me. Some people mute me and listen to just others. Whatever you do, that's fine. The only request that we would have is, first off, if you're going to watch, you're going to have to do that down below by hitting the iFollow stuff. Sneaky links and all that sort of stuff isn't something that we do and that I can promote. So we won't be doing that. But the other thing that I'm just going to bring up here are the etiquette rules. One thing to just kind of follow along. Oh, and I didn't bring up the rosters yet. I'll have to load. See, I've got the women's stuff going on the side, and nobody even flagged that. So let me rotate those through first. Hi. That sort of day. Is that how it's going to be? 1 second. A little bit post-production, during production. I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. Add that. Hit OK. That should be good. And it's not. Swap that over. That should rotate through, and I can bring up two more things here so that they're sitting in reserve. And then I'll bring up the etiquette. So one of the things that we ask is just turn things down a little bit, back a little bit if you're watching, so that you don't spoil, or you don't have to draw the line back so that you're attuned with us, but just don't spoil. If you end up seeing a goal goes in and you've got a stream that's faster than what everybody else is watching, that's awesome. I just hold off a little bit so that we don't run any spoilers for anybody. And that's probably the biggest one. The bot will get you if you, the new look up here, you have no idea. There's going to be a whole bunch of changes. I just didn't get to them. But you'll have to see how that one works. I'm going to test it out and see. It worked good in preparation. We'll see what happens. So no spoilers. If you end up all caps posting a link or spamming, you could get grabbed by the bot. That's not me, but they could end up launching you out of here. And we don't want that to happen. So other than that, welcome. And I'm going to see if I can get into this thing before, as you guys hear, every click that's going on, probably live and in charge. The problem with the microphone that I was having is I had it into the arm, and every time I bumped into something, it went proing, and I've got the music for the match upcoming. So all is good and right with the universe. Just need to turn it down so I can hear myself. There we go. Swifty, the way I look at it, and here, let's test to make sure that that's working. Have a lot of injuries. I think they're missing like 7 people. Winless in a while, 6 competitions overall. And if they end up, we gain 3 points, we've kind of put destiny in our hands, haven't we? We've got control with that game in hand. So I'm excited to see what happens there. Look, this one, I'm also going to make the caveat. If you haven't watched the Who Are You series, I'm excited for this one because of Goodman, the keeper for Colchester. He is a potential English or Nigerian or Canadian Perfect. Thanks, WNG. And so he's 1 year apart from Ogonko. He's 2 inches shorter. His stats haven't been quite as good as Ogonko, but he's been with the English U20s where Ogonko didn't get called back in October. And so he's got some good stock. He's got some excitement around him. And the question is not so much who's going to cap, who's he going to cap with, who's he going to play with internationally. It's just a question of when and who, not. Did I say when? See, I'm repeating things. I don't even know what I'm saying. They will eventually be internationals. The question is it going to be with England? Is it going to be with Nigeria? Is it going to be with Canada? I'd like to hope that Ogonko ends up taking at least the Nigerian option away, maybe the English option away, so that he's got to make the choice. And Goodman, I'm hoping he faces a lot of shots and I get to see what he can do, hoping for maybe a 1-0 win. So it looks great. You still have W&G's thing. Oh, I've chopped it off a little bit with the, you know what? I don't think Brendan will complain if I end up shrinking down his flop meter down just a little tiny bit so I can draw W&G. But W&G's scoreboard isn't going away anytime soon here. Let's just be clear about that. All that's happening is as I see Brendan's flipping away and he's there. So that's good. And I'll draw that down. Man, this thing is so finicky. But that might work a little bit. Draw that over to here. Pull that over to there. And now let's chop that off. You silly thing. I had you. I'll just transfer that one over and it'll have to be good where I don't even know if I improved it or I made a mess of it. So anyway, got the game going on. We're up to 35 already in the chat, and so that's exciting. And I do apologize. I might be a little bit slower than normal. I'm going to give a couple of shots on this one to make sure that everything works. So if I add a goal, ding, 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 pretty easy stuff, I think. -1. Good stuff. So got some new toys. I've been working as much as I can. Christmas break, Christmas parties, end of the year. There's a lot going on, and I think I got to bed at 2:30. Oh, coffee! I forgot coffee. Got to bed at 2:30 in the morning, and then the alarm clock went off at 5:45, and I went, "Oh my word!" But it's been way too long since I've had my dose of Wrexham. I'm in desperate need of it, and this is what an addiction looks like. I forgot my coffee. That was foolish. So 3060 here. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are of the game, what you're looking forward to in particular. I mean, for me, it's going to be, the lineup having O'Connell in over Hayden, so maybe a little bit stronger defensively. My biggest criticism for O'Connell is he just doesn't get the ball up the pitch clean enough for me. Strong defending, and he's due for 1 or 2 positional lapses, I guess you could call them, every game, and that's what worries me a little bit. I forgot to do this. Everything's just a little slow. And there was one person I was hoping that would identify herself. I've been chatting with her via Facebook and trying to get her connected with iFollow, trying to get her connected with us. She seemed to be interested, was having a couple of issues. So I hope that she's there. I don't know if Carolyn, I don't know who it is. But anyway, hello from Oregon. And wait, have I had Oregon before? Yes, of course I have. The whole West Coast showed up. And so we'll bring everything up. It can't be addiction if we were able to forget your coffee. See, that's, I don't know. Isn't it an addiction because I had to be here and I don't know. Then that's the definition of it. Lots of goals. I'm torn. I don't want lots of goals this game. Well, I want I want to be able to see Goodman at his best. So like pummel him with like 50 shots. But I'm kind of hoping he stops 49 of them. We'll see. Look, the Colchester, despite their location in the lineup, if you're looking for something, what to expect from those guys, 42-25, those two sitting at the bottom right there, Taylor and Fevrier, have some amazing stats as far as control shots, chances created. They are no joke. And so I think that they'll be impressive. And by all accounts, Goodman and Ogonko are Yeah, 18 years. I did know the number of days. I put it in the video. If I'm going to try to recall it now, I'm not going to be able to pull that out. But I should bring this up so that I can bring in the chat. Oh, man. Everything's just a little bit slow. And so you'll have to tell me what your thoughts are about the microphone, its current location, if it's tinging and banging too much from where it's at. I'm trying to leave it alone. I may have to end up sticking it to something and hanging it over top of my head just so that I don't end up bashing into it. And so I can close most of this stuff to make sure we're all ticking away fine and good. There it is. Yeah, see, that's what I'm not. I don't want that either, Kim. I guess it would wake me up in a hurry, but probably too late. I'd have to sit here for 85 minutes to suffer through before trying to get something that woke me up. So it's amazing to have. I hate going an entire week without a game, and when you end up missing it because they rained it out. And if you haven't seen the Welsh Beasts video, you've got to go and stop by and see that thing. That guy is comedy gold, pure comedy gold, and the stuff he was delivering. He was on the coach to the game when it got turned around, and the only stadium he got to see was Shrewsbury. And he was not impressed with the decision late for a pitch inspection at 11:30 in the morning. I can only imagine what that's like getting spun around. But absolute gold. If you haven't seen it, go see the Welsh Beast. He's got some merch stuff that he's doing. And so that would be great. You missed the Ogonko connection. Okay, I can give that to you again. So I'm going to have to move that around. Ogonko and Goodman are both young goaltenders who play for Premier League teams who are on loan, who are both have Nigerian descent and were both born in England. The only difference, Goodman was raised in Canada. So Ogonko could play for the English or the Nigerian national teams. And I don't think that he actually has at the U20 level. He has played for England at the U18 level. Goodman has played for England at the U20 level and the U18 level, and he's played with Canada at the U20 level. You're able to do that until you get capped and switching where you're at. So he started with Canada. England said they wanted him for the last rounds. He was at their camp back in October, I believe it was. And so they are both tall goaltenders from Nigeria, 6'4", 6'2". They're both in the running and trying to figure out where their international career could be. And I want Goodman in Canada, especially because our goalkeeping is atrocious at the international level right now. And it's not to be rude. Love Borjan. He's been a great little soldier, but he's getting old, and it's the Ben Foster situation. That's what we're dealing with on Canada's national team. And so Goodman is a 3, 4, 5 year down the road option that's looking really positive. Want him to join us because I just rather he does that. And so that's where we're at. So hopefully that helps, Dave. And I'm going to, while we're talking, move this up and shrink things down. Man, I am making a mess of things today. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts talking about O'Connell. And I know that there are some people who absolutely love the guy and they're really excited about this. And there are some people who are a little bit frustrated with some of his play. You let me know what your thoughts are on bringing him back into the fold. I mean, I guess you don't have a chance. Hayden's not able to play through injury, whether you take Parky's intimations or not that he needs to find out a way, or whether you think he's legitimately injured. I guess that's for you to decide. Yeah, I don't take much about that. I saw, was it UW&G who sent that to me? Somebody, a regular did, and I apologize if I can't remember the whole Swindon Down thing. They failed to do the documents. Are they going to get a punishment for it? Sure. You've got to be able to report, and the whole DNO officer stuff and making sure that you've got your shareholder interest identified so nobody backdoors a club. All of that is necessary and important, and give them a punishment, give them a fine, and hit them in the back pocket. I sure hope to hell they don't hit the club in the back pocket on this offense. It's over 10%, so it's a substantial interest in the club that company purchased in the cover of darkness or without reporting. But it's not like it's 51% and they're trying to sneak somebody in here. It's 17.5%. Smack them with a fine, teach them a lesson, tell all the other people, hey, if you don't report to us, we're going to kick you in the teeth with giving us some money. But I hope they don't take points away. That would just be foolish. So we'll see. It should be an interesting one. If you're listening to the game, an interesting little sidebar that Mark just raised was that the Colchester's two big wins, they've beat Gillingham when they were at the top of the table, and they beat Notts when they were top of the table. And so you may not think that Colchester is as competitive as their stats demonstrate, or their place on the table demonstrates, but offensively, they're solid. Exceptionally solid. It is their back line. I called them during the video that I was doing Notts County Light. Not quite the pop up front, but they can certainly run with you, the young guys. But man, they just fall back, Kelleher and elsewhere. So should be a good one. It's nice to see the Racecourse and the temporary cop, whatever they're going to call. That should be a rule for everybody, Bob, is to do as little thinking as possible. Sneaky. Yes. Trap game. And I mean, it's not that a trap game in the sense that we've got something coming up that we should be worried about, right? But it's a trap game in the sense that you can sleep on them and they'll end up putting you to bed. So, Rob and Ryan are in the building. I saw that. I think I saw Sandy. I don't know if that's a new picture with Ryan or an old picture with Ryan, but she had that posted up. It looked like it was in the turf. And so that was cool. I guess that means we won't see Sandy during the watch party because she's having too much of a good time with Ryan in Wrexham. I hope she sees that. I'm going to have to cut that out of the video and send it to her. I shouldn't joke. She's awesome. Oh, man. Stadium filling up. Yeah, I haven't been following along, to be fair. It's been a crazy Disney in the house. I see it looks like it. It's been a crazy week at work. It's been a crazy. I don't know if I told you guys. Yes, I did. No, or I did. If you were here, we did, because it was raining. We did the little Jury in the Rain session where we had maybe 30 of us sit around and talk about the non-game that we had and just kind of had a brief chat. If you haven't been following along as to the chaos in our lives, personally, we had the unattended death, and they attended to that by removing the material and cleaning up the area that was damaged. They finally finished it all up, and then upstairs they were going to attend to other things. And while they were doing that, they hit a water pipe and they flooded the freaking place again. I can't script it. So anyway, they've been back here. We're not going to hear the banging and the hammering and all that sort of stuff today, but it's been good. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. It's interesting. I haven't put a video out, and I wasn't really happy with the quality of the last one, to be fair. But it seems like I'm starting to be able to predict when I'm going to have a video that's going to cause the subscribers to go up and when I'm not going to have one. This is the first week I've had since the channel started where we went down. I was actually at 1,032. So look, it only hurts my feelings a little tiny bit. So indeed, cheese and rice. Indeed. And so it is what it is. Life throws stuff at you and you have a good time. Oh, those Santa Clauses. I don't get the North American versus UK fan mentality with, I get like the cheering and all that sort of stuff. But the one thing I don't get is the direct, right from the outset, pointing at the fans and getting into the ribbing and the singing and all that sort of stuff. Like, we'll heckle, but you just kind of chuckle and you let people do their thing. But the number of times that I see, the self-gratification movement by fans to each other in the corners, it just seems, it's the one thing I just don't get. 3-1 Wrexham. Well, we'll put it out there and I'll mark it for posterity for you, Lee, as soon as I can get my stuff up there. So you say 3-1. I hope so. I'm hoping that W&G runs the same thing that happened like last weekend when we were watching and everybody lost that should have lost or drew, I guess, in the Stockport situation. But if you aren't watching live, I will be giving a little bit of, the teams are finally coming out. And so I say finally, but like maybe I just have to get used to the fact that kickoff will be a little bit later than anticipated. And Georges, it may actually change from this too, because I had an idea for changing a whole bunch of stuff, including W&G scoreboard. It'll still be called that, but making things a little bit prettier. And I started to do it, and then it changed. Holy, Georges is going big with the 5-0 prediction. Oh man, I'm getting greedy. I would love for Sutton to do what it does, park the bus, and Stockport not to find a way to get through. And the issue for Stockport is without Barry and the other 6 guys that are injured is, as I understand it, it's their front that's suffering a little bit. So Brendan throws out 4-2. I don't think it will happen, but I'm going to put mine out there just for giggles. I'm going to put out a 1-0 score. And that's only because I want to win, but this is the first time where I'm kind of hoping that there's not a blitz of the goalkeeper, because I would like to see the Canadian perform very well. And I say Canadian despite the fact he's got 3 different passports. So, or 2 passports at least. I don't know if he does with his dad. Yes, the report is Ogonquo's still hurt. Leighton is out. I don't think we're going to see him back in a Wrexham jersey ever again. I think that's just the reality there. But Ogonquo's deal with the jaw thing. But he's in Arsenal being treated and expected to come back at some point in time. Relatively soon. They think it's looking positive. So we will see. If you're watching the lineup and you see the graphic come up on the thing, we've got it up here. It's Taylor and Fevrier up front. Taylor, the scoring threat, Fevrier setting them up. Egbo pitches in a little bit, but other than really those two, the rest of the midfielders are solid. But Fevrier and Taylor are just different class. So 25-42, if they've got big numbers on the back, don't like it. Are putting a dash above the score for subs that are left. Yeah, it definitely a possibility. I'm if what I want to do works, we'll be able to do a whole bunch of things, but it's going to take some time to set up because and I should be able to give Brendan some measure of control. There's a lot being cooked up, and I'm trying to do other videos and live my life and have a Christmas and all that sort of fun stuff. And so no complaints. This is exactly where I want to be on a Saturday, waiting for the whistle to blow so we can get this thing underway and fire it up. Let's go. Clock works. Everybody's running. Colchester starts off. For those of you not watching, Wrexham going from left to right, we're going towards the Cop end of the stadium, and Colchester with it going from right to left, heading towards the Tech end of the stadium. They have it on the left-hand side. I'm just going to try to adjust my things so I can see what's happening. Dalby nicks it we've got it set up and away we go with some control 24 seconds in, and I'm going to have to bring FOTMob up on my phone. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this exactly how the day is supposed to start? It's just a little bit of footy, a little bit of madness, screaming at a TV and having a bunch of people watch me do it. That's where I'm, Stephen. I like it. And you'll have to let me know. I'm hoping to do it tonight, make all of the changes. So for those of you who are here for the women's match tomorrow, where we take on Britain again, Britain Ferry in another home cup competition, a different cup this time. I'm hoping I can get a bunch of those in there. The nice thing about the women's match is we get a number of the regulars that are there, and I'm able to do some testing and figure everything out. So 30 yards out, Colchester with the throw in. That looked like an illegal throw, didn't it? I don't know. There's the way that was weird how he got that in, but of no consequence. And I need to fix my monitor because my screen is really bright today, and I think that's the feed. It is. It's that one single camera that's overhead is overexposed, and I can't see any freaking jersey numbers. First match with the substitute cop, but the substitute cop is not complete. That's supposed to be the next one, Newbury. So we've nicked the ball left side, deflected. McLean working hard trying to get it. Doesn't. It's going to be a Colchester throw from just inside their half. Deandra, hello. Welcome. And I got to bring up FOTMob so I can figure out what's going on in the game as far as the statistics are going. So just give me a second there. Colchester easy with control, sitting with Chilvers in the back end, looking. Does he have the captain's armband on, or did they leave it with Kelleher, the former Wrexham man, sitting in the middle of the center backs? Kelleher with his touch here. Oh, bad little play by Kelleher. Risky. Put it there for back pass from Kelleher. Not solid, not firm enough. Back to Goodman. And Mullen was right there to try to nick it. Here comes the replay again. A little bit of the jitters. Kelleher, right foot, back. Goodman staying awake, paying attention, runs out and saves that. And I don't know what I'm getting for Christmas, but I asked for Wrexham, and more Wrexham. And so we'll see what ends up happening. I did get a little bit of a spoiler yesterday where my wife said, I'm frustrated because your gift is still in Wales. So I know I'm getting at least one thing. I just don't know what it is. Mendy with it, just got it knocked out. We're going to have a throw in. We're probably, again, about 35 yards away from the goal as we start to advance for the first time into a threatening position. And Tozer's actually going to come in and try and give it the old Tozer bomb. Here comes the throw. Long throw. Short post is where it's going to make it to. It makes it there. Falls down onto Mullen. No shot blocked. Shot again. Scores! Elliot Lee with a little bit of recycling. Thank you very much. Garbage cleanup duty as the ball comes down. Hits on the inside post. Falls there for Elliot Lee to turn on. I said Mullen's name. It wasn't Mullen. It was Lee. He gets a shot. It gets stopped. Gets another shot. It gets stopped. We've got it. Fire it up. It's 1-0, and I've started to stop the clock instead of bumping that up. The score, getting an early run. Wrexham. And I didn't check my gains then. I hope I didn't blast everybody with my over-enthusiasm. Here it comes. So it's headed down, but Lee knocks it down, block. Lee cleans it up, takes a shot. Goodman not able to get there, over to the right. And the potential future Canadian international goaltender hasn't had a save yet. On the way to 5-0. I hope they don't blitz him. Please don't blitz him. Well, maybe fire him up. I don't care. Get him hungry. Well, I guess one thing is if he performs too good, he'll actually end up playing for England. But man, that was awesome. So here comes and I don't know who it was with the header, but it was Mitchell got out there for the initial block, and it just landed back on Lee's right foot. And so just garbage time with the cleanup. And the header originally got up there for the header. I will say Lee's fortunate because he had time and space in that first one, and you don't see that when Lee has time and space that he misses the first one. He could have gone either right or left. The goalkeeper was not out cutting off the angles, and he drove it right into the body in front of him. So a little bit fortunate there. but we take it. We're up 1-0. That's my dragon chomp. Are we talking about Howard or are we talking about Mandy's got a touch left? Oh, too heavy on the first touch going the other way. And here we go. Dispossessed. Jay's got it now, setting things up. And they're letting him run as he hoofball long right to O'Connor. And man, quick. Fevrier. Whew. He's got another gear, doesn't he? That was lightning fast for Fevrier running down the right side there. Yikes. Outpossessed, only one shot so far in the game. I'm just moving some things around here. Notice the scoreboard, having a look. Oh, W&G with a little bit of love early in this one. Harrogate up 1-0 over Notts. That's impressive, but Stockport running out to an early 1-0 lead. That's not helping us out. And so as you're watching, if you haven't noticed, look to the side of me. I never know which one. I'm reversed. The W&G scoreboard. I'm going to have to practice that so I know exactly where it's going. Running and in charge is he's bumping up the numbers there. Thanks, Dale. And you're welcome. I'm hoping to just improve the quality of everything, and that's something that I'm hoping to find some time to do tonight. We shall see what it turns out. There should be a little more widgets and gadgets and things that are all flowing through, and hopefully it cleans up and looks a little bit prettier because it's all looking a little NASCAR advertisement right now. So we're sitting here, 7-minute mark, early goal. Oh, and I didn't do, hold on 1 second. I failed to do one thing that I was hoping I could give it a shot and do this. As I go like this, and I go like this. Colchester with it, just setting it back. They're just approaching our third and playing a little bit of kickabout back and forth. To be fair, other than when Fevrier had that run on O'Connell on the right-hand side, hasn't been much there in the sense of a threat. Chilver's running it over to do a switch to get it over to Fevrier's side, and there he is. I'll expect a cross at any point in time here, as it seems to be what their part of the game is. Egbo back to Fevrier. Mr. February, can we call him? McLean nicks it away from Fevrier. Oh, gives it back. Bounced off, and we're going to get a goal kick. Just waiting here. Why is that not working? Why did that not work? It's not working. That's frustrating. Lost in the penalty area, going to roll for a kick. That was Kelleher not getting it down. And man, that cop looks sexy, doesn't it? That's the first time we've kind of got to look at the chairs. It looks like that'll hold up all right. I'm okay with that. Another little treat. Hoping to clean that up too with the tech stuff, but we got Lee up there with the scoreboard, figuring things out slowly, and I apologize for the rattling away on the keyboard, but here comes the in-footed swinger from McLean from the right. Skipper cleared. Chilvers gets it out, and now we're running back as Cannon collects it. Mendy's back there, and he says, I'll recycle all the way back down to Chomp Howard. He can have it. Let's go. Hey, if you're eking in the background and you're not participating, feel free to hit the subscribe button, join us, have a little bit of a chat, and we're here to have a good time and welcome you in. I swear most of the people in this chat are actually really nice. Stockport still up 1-0. Mansfield scoring early against Crawley. Everybody jumping out with early scores here. Harrogate being up 1-0 against Notts. Is it going to move Notts down so that we're just dealing with a team of 5 hunting for those 3 spots at the top for promotion? Yeah, Kip, I did see that. I'm going to be honest. I have been skipping out on Wrexham coverage other than Welsh Beast, and this is not normal for me. I haven't been watching stuff. I put off my professional development obligations at work, and I ended up having to do that on the SkyTrain. So on the trip into work. Colchester, lots of possession early on here. I'm watching the momentum meter, and they're still ahead, 68% possession. The teams are actually pretty close in their standard possession, but I didn't expect them to have it as much as they've had. I expected it to be a little bit more equal. 50-50 ball. They've got it edge of the area, back up straight in front of the penalty area. Shot blocked. O'Connor gets right in front and is able to knock that forward. Dalby with a touch. Are they going to throw it? And ref says no and gives it to us. Hey, do you call that the anti-flop? Because that was a flop. And then the referee was like, I'm not buying it. I'm not going to give a card for simulation, but I'm just going to turn it the other way. It's the flop counter. Brendan is there with the weapon. Dalby, left-hand side, outside the penalty area, gets it back. But McLean looking cross, left-footed into the area. There's bodies there, but Kelleher able to get it up into the air. Still fighting for it. Lost. Dalby lost it. Didn't know it was right behind him. Lee with it. Dalby flicks it on. Can't get it to Lee. The little interplay on the overlap. How good is that? No, this newsstand is not in use, unfortunately. That was fun. That was fun. See, I love that little interplay that Dalby, McLean, Lee are running on the left-hand side with Mullen over there to collect in. I hope it gets. No, I'm all, you know what, Dale? Bring out all the suggestions. That one's a little bit harder to do live because without the API and without me paying $60 to $150 a month to be able to run it, I think that's what I ballparked as the price. I can't get the live stuff. I can bring it up with a browser and it's just stealing from Google, but I'm trying to do things that will not get my wrist slapped because Wrexham has been slapping wrists. The whole documentary camera requirements and no vlogs. You've now got Men in Blazers with Wrexham this week. And I like Tommy, so I'm not going to snap on it. But, they have control of their little fiefdom, and I don't want to interfere with it and cause anybody at Disney any harm. Go Disney. Colchester with it anyways. Setting back, kicking it back to their Kelleher, back to their goalkeeper. That's two. Like that was a bad touch by Goodman, to be fair, more than it was a bad pass by Kelleher. But Kelleher not just settling in, and I have a little one moving here. Great save by Howard there. Can't coming in. Sorry, the kids are waking up and stirring. And so I'm trying to get them moving and the household started while I'm sitting here on my butt, which is came in on the right-hand side. I got to get into calling the game. Yeah, I know. I know they bring it up at half. The problem is if I take a graphic or I take something over direct, and I know I've got the badges there. I'm hoping that those are okay. It's the only thing I'm pushing. I can only bring it in live if I pay for the API or somebody does it manually. And if I cut and paste it, it just takes too much with the graphics for me to be sitting here trying to measure everything and talk about the game as Colchester's coming forward here on the left-hand side. Again, interesting they're not going through Fevrier as much as I thought. It's greenage again, but they are looking at the switch. Reed with it. It's been a long time of possession here. And I'm going to have to just take a second here, and I will just hit the mute button and be right back as Colchester. Wade comes to the edge of the area, leads it through. Well run, overlap, kicks it over, and is going to be a corner over to the left-hand side. Here comes the corner. Sorry about that and the running around. Right-footed in-swinger for Colchester. They're going to take it short, play it back. Here it comes. The nice little shot, and Chomp was there. That was one of those tricky ones. I don't know whether they were actually looking for the deflection. That's the old hockey play where you put it low for somebody to end up tipping it in, and it was available for them as Chomp was standing there. But Chomp, Howard, able to collect it. 3 shots for them now. Thank you. I have to wait for the FOTMob update because I'm not keeping track of things on my end. Wrexham with it. O'Connell moving it forward. O'Connell looks different with a mop. There's too much hair. Too much hair there. O'Connor pushing forward, getting to the halfway, going to do a long ball in. That's still onside, but just couldn't quite get through. Would have been dangerous had it had done that. Dalby and Lee with the interplay over to Mullen right in front, clicked way in the air. Mendy puts it back in. Mullen has a cheeky little look. It's down there for somebody to pick up, and not able to get there. Hey, Chris from Wrexham, how are you? Welcome. It's a pleasure. And I keep forgetting to do this, and I know it's going to be in the middle of production, and I don't care. I'm moving this down and setting it up here because I want to be able to see what the heck is going on without feeling like I'm moving around all over the place. So I apologize for the bouncy screen for a second, but that's just much better because now I feel like I'm actually talking to you guys. Edge of the penalty area, left-hand side. Evans, haven't called his name so far today, gets it over to O'Connell, the man with the hair, to Mendy on the right-hand side. Let's go. Cycle this out, setting it back. O'Connell decides to get it in. Ooh. Those dangerous headers, if we're able to get one or two of those through, we've just been off, and there's been like 2 or 3 opportunities taken away. And here come Colchester on the counterattack. 2 bodies forward, 2 in the middle. This is Chilvers, got it across. Nothing. Wasted. I like it. I like it. Broadcasters talking about the desire to get some extra possession, and I agree with them. I mean, you look at the momentum meter right now, and even though we've got the 1-0 lead, it's now 3 shots to 1, and it's deep into blue with Colchester. But you know what? To be fair, that hasn't been unusual. There's been some decent possession for Colchester in a lot of games. Where they struggle is their pass accuracy and their finish up front. And so I expected us to have a little bit more possession than this, but I did anticipate that we could be looking at a game that looks something similar to this. The question was, they allow a lot of shots, and so far we're sitting at 2 shots. I'd expect a little bit more as their back line holding up with those desperate headers so far. Wrexham has possession, setting up, trying to maintain possession, clear it back to Howard to do so, and let's recycle and set it all up. Yeah, there's something special, isn't it, Brendan, about people from Wrexham being on the screen, on the stream, and enjoying being with the international community a little bit. So I'm absolutely with you. Just one. How much Irish cream can I put into a coffee? That'll be the question. You can't get to the game, and it's nice to watch the game and have a chat. Hey, I'm all for, Lee, people taking an opportunity to nip a little time at work and eavesdrop on the game or otherwise. Oh, dangerous. Oh, are we getting a card for that? Evans. I don't know why he did the challenge, but anyways, he cleared out Reed through the back. I didn't see the original challenge. I just saw Goodman passed it out, edge of the penalty area, and Evans ran in. And Evans knows better, but he doesn't have a lot of yellow cards, and I guess he's just saying I've got to pump up and push the agenda a little bit and see what can happen. So he's got an early yellow card. Thanks, Kevin. I'm hoping I get the same sort of review next time. If not, this will be saved. I'll be able to bring this back easy. But I decided to do I changed my mind halfway through. So the rest of the bells and whistles that hopefully come tonight and will be available for the women's match tomorrow will be here. So O'Connor looking to get a throw in as that was sort of given away, and we're deep into our corner. Tozer coming in for the throw. Everybody lined up. Let's get this ball down to get some possession control. We're sitting at 58%, 42%. No new shots recently. Good long throw, but the Colchester ends up nicking it. The U's, and they've got it through Kelleher looking to get back and move forward. Score update, still always there over to the side. Stockport clearly running away with it. That whole park in the bus thing not working. And Stockport sending a message because this would be their first goal in 7 matches across all competitions. They've been struggling. I think the fans, including the fans of other clubs, were asking questions. They seem to have answers today. So looking at that Harrogate Knots score, interesting. Swindon Barrow, obviously interesting. Still drew 0-0. That Harrogate Knots coming. I've always looked at it, well, not always, but the last 3-4 weeks that there's really 6 teams sort of carving a path. And then that would leave 1 extra playoff spot to be fought over. Knots is starting to fall off the pace a little bit, and we'll see if they're going to get into that secondary bubble. They've got Stockport next week. Do we end up cheering for Knots? Nah, we just want to draw then, I guess, right? Colchester, slow play over to the left side, over to Goodman sitting in the back. Having a look. Nobody's really into it. I mean, when you're up 1-0, this is the type of game that you're comfortable playing, right? So there's a giveaway. Let's see if we're able to maintain possession. No. Pushed over to the left. Throw in. Are we taking it quickly? No, we're not. See, now we're in slow motion. I like early goals, except for the quality and the activity. You get these lapses. Wow. Kim with the stats there from the Stockport game, looking at 70% possession. Brian, I did the exact same thing, and I've been told that I've got stuff in Wales. It just hasn't been mailed out to Canada yet. So Reed with it in the center of the pitch, moves it on over. Egbo tries to get it in, cleared away relatively easily, but not that deep. So it's going to end up landing on Egbo. Egbo and Fevrier work it on the right side. Get it back to McGeehan? Is that right? McGeehan? I heard something different in my ears, and I don't know exactly what it was that Mr. Griffiths threw out to the universe. Swept in. We're going to let it roll out for a goal kick. No, he's going to grab it. Chomp grabs it, plays it down, and away we run with Mendy on the right side. At least that's what I'm assuming happened as we sit there on a weird camera angle. Thank you, whoever's in control. Backs it to Mendy. 4. Yikes. Stockport on fire. Running up their goals for, goals against difference. Here we go. A little bit of possession extended over to Mendy on the right-hand side. Good 3 little nice one-touch passing. Mendy's got him beat. Can he get it in? It's crossed. Oh, good header. Hammer that. Blocked again. Hammer that one. Up, over, and still in play. Mendy's going to go over. Cannon's coming running in. Can Cannon get another cross in? Cross. It's up far. Is that Lee there? McLean jumps up, taken. Goodman grabs it, and let's go back. That's got to be 4 shots. Hi. I'm peeved at whoever is operating iFollow, and they're not going to hear me, and it is what it is. But man, they have oversaturated the color. Like when it comes down to the pitch, it's beautiful. You can see the numbers, you can see the stands, you can see everything. And then it comes out to this far camera angle, and you can't see nothing, numbers or otherwise. McLean with it, he's got it on the left-hand side, pulls it on back. Lee looking into the box. Too far, too strong. Lee ate his Wheaties today, and he's got that much energy. So let's hope that the pendulum has swayed a little bit into our favor, and we get some ongoing. I just think it's more fun when we're getting creative and we're up front. But I appreciate defensive responsibilities are a thing. Colchester with it coming out, overrun the ball. Fortunate, but a bad pass there to Evans. Oh, it's a red. It's a red. Straight red. He's done for 3 games. That's a red. Fuck. I haven't seen this from Evans before, and I don't even know what to take. He just completely just jammed him with the feet. So 3-game suspension for Evans. We're down to 10 men with 26 minutes. So now that'll make the game a little bit more interesting, as Colchester's had possession. In the past, we've played better with 10. Not a lot. Yeah. And they're saying this in my ears. There's not a lot of anger from the fans with the red being given. It's just kind of one of those things. And out of character for Evans. I haven't seen that. I don't know what he ate today, but here it is. Oh, yeah, just a reckless right-footed challenge. And the referee was standing right there, right over top of it, and just said, yep, you're done for the night. Thank you very much. Odd. Yeah, it is. It is out of character. I would have liked the yellow instead of the straight red, because then he just would have been off for the rest of the game, but we'll be without his services now for a couple. More importantly, let's just take control of things here. I imagine there's going to be some jump and some giddy up in Colchester as they've got possession at the half. We're sitting down by 10. Don't know exactly how we'll line up. Dalby up front. Mullen pulling down into the right-hand side. All right, we see. What do I expect for calling a 1-0 game? Hey, it wasn't that I was hoping for it or expected it. It's what I wanted. I thought we were going to do like 30 shots. Bump your flop counter up, as now they're milking things. Hey, Ryan, nice to have you. Appreciate it. Long ball in, not offside. Colchester gets it in. Tozer able to, while running, slow down enough just to flick his sort of ankle into it. Mullen playing defensively, and it's cleared away, and Dalby is now running up. Oh, bad first touch, and Dalby not able to grab it. Nemo blames me? I wish I had that level of control and power. If I did, I'd be a rich man. We got, they're right there. Really bad touch. Had opportunities for Colchester to their left in the box with space, and instead he sort of thumps it. Here we go. Dalby with it. Moving forward, McLean, you need to slow it down instead of pushing forward. Instead, he gives it away, and here comes Colchester back. Things are all a little bit manic right now. I'm sitting there watching the chat, but over on the right-hand side, and we've got it now. Bad pass, and then we just clear it out. Why? Slow down. I know you're down to 10 men. Mitchell over onto the right-hand side. Egbo pulls it on back. Colchester recycles, looks for the switch, and it is. Kelleher draws it on over to Greenidge, sitting at the center line. Let's go here, guys. Happy to sit at 10 men in our shape and just move on back. Pass accuracy for Colchester, letting them down in the 11th hour. As we've got the Texans all taking over the chat, which I am all for. You guys should go and have drinks, and it's rolling out. No, it's not. Colchester able to maintain control along the goal line, across the face. Had it away. Mullen knocks it down, but right into the danger area, and Cannon comes out and saves him. And now Mullen giddy up on the counter. Mullen, lots of energy blasting down the right. Dalby up ahead of him. He's taking on his man, runs forward, flicks it up to Dalby, up over to Mendy. Mendy, grab it. Oh, I thought we were going to end up seeing a foul there, but good on the Colchester defender coming out. Didn't swipe Mendy out. Whoo! Extended possession. Let's settle this down. McLean over on the left-hand side. I didn't mean to kill the chat by talking about Texas and making it go away. Feel free to jump on in. Crew up 2-1 on Accrington. Harrogate still ahead. Stockport giving Sutton the business. The boots, the beatdown. Oh, another bad first touch headed away, but Colchester able to collect. Man, there's been so many heavy touches and headers that have just not been accurate. Oh, here we go. Taylor in the middle. Fevrier with it. Fevrier dancing. Danger, danger. Headed away. Knocked down. Mendy there. Right foot. Oh. That was threatening. Just the long ball, as soon as it came in from Fevrier, couldn't get it to Taylor, and then it ended up being headed, knocked down right in front. And I believe that was, yes, it was Chilvers, the captain, who took a long-range shot and just missed to the left. We'll see from this angle how far it missed by. It wasn't by much. Yeah, oh, maybe it was more than I thought. So 3-4 feet wide to the left. That finish not working, but lots of giddy up and go these with the young guys here. But I think you find this when somebody in football, when somebody goes off and you're like, 11 versus 10, not that big of a deal. It's only one body. And sometimes you don't notice a difference at all. And other times it just looks overwhelming. And that's certainly what it looks like right now. Did you say snowing in Coquitlam? The sun isn't up. I don't see any snow right now. I'm up on the mountain on the north part of Coquitlam, so we would definitely get it if anybody else got it before. But nothing so far. I heard it was El Nino over here, so I don't even know if we're destined to get snow this winter or not. We might actually duck it. Singapore. Nice place to visit. I couldn't live there. Didn't like it, but we'll see. Firing this up. The fans are trying to get into it. People are screaming, but it's a pretty quiet stadium, a quiet racecourse so far, which is maybe a little bit shocking. Long throw. Doesn't work, and we'll just move up, and O'Connor will take that one again. Evans walked. He got an early yellow, so he was already in the book, but he went straight red. He was standing right in front of the referee, and just a foolish challenge for the ball, the second of the game, but this one just cleared out Reed of Colchester, and just went right through him with his studs into the legs, knocked him over, and no decision at all. You didn't even have to move the picture frame for the cameraman. It was literally bad tackle, cleared out the defender, red card goes up in the air, and he went. So he'll be missing for at least 3 games. Chomp sitting with it, lining up for a goal kick. Harrogate up 2-0, Notts County. Stockport answering the question. Mansfield and Crawley. I like that one. 1-1, Mansfield and Crawley. Fevrier and McLean getting into it with some chirping. Lee comes over to the rescue. McLean getting a talking to. A conference between the two players. They're having a schoolyard session, forced shaking of hands. I hate that trite garbage. Why do you got to shake hands? If they don't want to shake hands, don't make them shake hands. Yes, we absolutely need the 3 points, Ryan. I'm on board for that. And come on, Harrogate is indeed. Oh, there they come again. Nice little stop. Gets it around Mendy right in front of the penalty area. Right-footed shot. Bad finish. Oh, they gave a corner for a deflection. All right. God, I am coughing way too much. Quick one again. They've done this a couple of times where they've done that, but we were up for it this time. Jay just taking it out, and now they're in front of the net looking. They're going to come left with a whole bunch of people in the box. Chilvers with it again. The man who takes the corners now approaching the penalty area. He's looking to try and get across into the box. Here comes right footer, sneaks it in. Whew, well done. Defended. Colchester gets possession, though. It's still within the third, looking for another cross into the box. Cleared out again. Colchester with it, looking to get it back into the box. Here it comes, headed away. Now we've got it with a break. 3-4 numbers. We've got a 3-on-2. Get it over to the left side. The left side, bad touch, bad touch. Ah! Garbage. And now they're coming the other way. This is horrible. Everybody was running the other way. We can't do this in a down a man. What are we doing running with these guys? Whoo! And if you're going to run with them, you got to maintain possession. And that was just a really bad touch by Mullen. Pushed it way too far forward, and it just turned around. Reed said thanks and turned us the way around the other way. Yikes. Yikes. Mullen's got to be a little bit more careful there. I get it. Excited on the breakout, and you've got people over to your left-hand side all running. Everything was open, and he was going right, drawing the defenders over, knowing that he had the left open. You could see it happening, but then a bad first touch. McLean, yellow card. I didn't see the challenge. I'm listening to the challenge, and it sounds like it was a foolish challenge that came in, especially after a talking to. Things you don't want to be doing when you're down a man, right? Take your chances and your opportunities when you get them, but let's not get foolish and go streaking down. They've had to have had a couple of shots. FOTMOB just not updating very fast. And is it on my phone? 6. And they say they've had a big chance. I don't know which one that was. FOTMOB saying they've had a big chance. We've had none. I'm curious what big chance we're saying they had or shouldn't have had. They've all been sort of equally sniffing around the net. Nothing in particular stands out. Colchester with it, left-hand side. Greenidge looking to beat Mendy. He's got him beat. He's got him around. Mendy, though, gets the ball, gets it out, and it's going to be a corner. That was well done because Mendy got very rare for somebody to pick up the pace and go around him. Greenidge is having a little bit of a chat and a nod of the head. There ain't no party like a Red Horde watch party. Lee with it, takes it off the corner, nicks it, comes back. Nice little play there to be able to gain possession, but they give it away right to Colchester, and here they go the other way and settle down. Let's go now. As we sit here, long throw in, took a while for us to get it, but Colchester looks like they're going to be able to get possession of this one. No, booted down the field by Tozer, and Colchester looked to scramble around their own goal line. 39th minute. Over to the right-hand side, they're going to work through Egbo and Fevrier this time. Fevrier over to the right, Egbo. Cross into the box. Nobody there. Absolutely nobody there. Mendy, though, taking too much time, ends up just punching it out, and it'll be a throw. We're up to 5 on the flop counter. There's been a fair share, but I'll tell you, there's been some pretty surprising, interesting clattering by Wrexham. We haven't seen that where our tackling, maybe it's the rust, getting a little over aggressive and not connecting with our tackles the way we should. We've been taking out a lot of body parts. Kelleher having a sniff. Nope, he's going to end up passing it over. Haven't seen John today either. Over to the right-hand side. Just extended possession for Colchester in our final third as they're looking for a cross into the box. Fevrier, that's his job, gets it in there, dangerous. It's going to go out and That should be a goal kick. Is, man, my hair. Woo. The joys of a long Friday out. Yeah, a good point, Race. I don't know who's doing the color commentary for the iFollow match, but Fevrier he's their service guy, and you look at his statistics, he's leading one of the leaders in creating chances, and now you've got him up against McLean on a yellow, and they're saying if he was Colchester, I would just attack that right side, our left, over and over and over again, and there's something to be said for that for sure. Colchester with it, middle of the pitch, looking to move forward. 41st minute. Expect there to be at least a fair share of time here. I'm just looking forward. I want to get to the half and a 1-0 so I can grab me some coffee as they come down the right-hand side. Fevrier, Egbo, and is it McGeehan over there in support? And I suspect we're going to see a healthy dose of that coming forward. Oh, there's the fussy baby counter. It could be. The door just opened up, so I imagine they're going to be hurt. I don't know if he qualifies as a baby because he's now able to throw together words and boss his dad around. We need a counter for that. The Georges counter. Yeah, it would be a good one. 73% possession, so they're playing back into it. Maybe, but they've always had high possession at Knots. The problem with them is not the possession and not the ability to score. The issue for Knots is they can't stop crap. Oh, that's got to be a free kick, and it is. And he's going to have and a yellow. I don't know why he got so upset there. This is just 20-year-old over exuberance. Why is he this angry? It was a. Here comes Keller to walk up and be like, "Settle down, young man." The young 20-year-old lone player just ends up snapping off and going crazy for no reason. Like, okay, if you didn't like the call, I get it. Have your chirp and but there's not much in it. How does like that's a penalty? Okay, now we've got a little bit of Wrexham action. Left-hand side, working through McLean, over to Lee. Lee dancing, looking to find some. 3 people around him. Is he going to get back to McLean? He does. Corner, cross, headed away, and Tozer bomb forthcoming. I just don't get... I get that you're emotional. You're young. It matters. You want to make an impression on Disney, I guess, if you're 20 and make the documentary, whatever it is. But he just lost the plot there with that whole rager. I agree, John. And that's the one thing I've been surprised. They've been, other than when the players are trying to get the fans into it, they've been pretty bloody reserved. Flat one. It's still there. Oh, kick. Volley attempt by McLean coming in on the right. Gets it. I don't know how much he missed, but man, did that have a thump. So Tozer has it. It gets over everybody, falls down. Mullen's not able to get it. I thought maybe a penalty call or whatever, but it ends up being popped up into the air, and McLean just runs onto it and just screamer, left-footed screamer, and didn't miss by much. Man, was that a thump. It was indeed. Yeah, did Evans have somebody he wanted to be for Christmas? I never thought about that. Because the 3 games that you get, you're going to be suspended from. Is he looking to take Newport off? Oh, Taylor giving it to the crowd with one of these. This kid's going to get mulled over. Cupping in his ears for the crowd. That's fire in the belly. I love it. But it's way more fun when you just get to give the old shh after you've already done it. Are we able to get in there? No. They get to the ball first, so no free kick on that one. Cannon all the way back to get it under control. It's played back. Chomp there. Right-footed clear. Dalby with a little chip around. We've got numbers in the box. Can he get it in there? Get it over. You got lots of people. Colchester coming back, and they're able to nick it away from Dalby, but well done. Get it over Mendy. Cannon now collects. 3 guys over on the right-hand side. Interplay. Pass too far. Yeah. Not okay. Not okay. The old chat's gone quiet. I think this is the quietest it's ever been. We're as quiet as the Racecourse at the moment in a 1-0 nervousness, red card, down to 10-man kind of game. As here they come, only 2 minutes in extra time, and we're already a minute and a half in. So we'll see what happens as Colchester coming forward, right-hand side, across into the box, well taken care of, cleared out, and it'll be a throw. Well done. A little bit of a threat as we all got back into possession, but that's a couple of times where Tozer's been in the positionally the right spot to be able to make a play on the ball and clear it. Some of his clearances haven't been perfect, but you got to give credit to the guy for being there to be able to be, that level of safety. Flicked into the penalty area, looking to get cleared, 2-minute mark, getting close to it. I expect a whistle to come here. There it is. Stop the timer. And I haven't loaded up the stats or anything. 7 shots Colchester ends with. I'm going to reset this thing for... It even says halftime. Haha. And I'm going to set this to... Look at that. It all works. And so we're all set up as my... Everybody's probably going to run away and go and deal with the facilities break. I'll tell you what I need is I need a bloody coffee. And so W&G's got the score updates there coming through. Stockport still thumping away. Barrow, unfortunately, looks like they're up 1-0 up against Swindon. Would much prefer that Swindon take that one. Crawley helped doing us a bit of favor with the 1-1 game against Mansfield. Crewe and Accrington. It's an important game because of where they are in but I don't really have a preference either way there. And Harrogate, though, helping out with the damage to Notts. I'm curious what that looks like. Do I dare bring up the table? No, we've been doing well in me not looking up the table. Haven't we? I guess Harrogate I looked at, and then maybe I should look at it. I'm going to look today. I want to look. Not a lot of changes. Barrow's still right there. Equal on goal difference in a 1-0 game. But they've got Crewe up to 39. Mansfield, a little bit of a slide there, but still a game in hand. And then Notts, if they end up with a draw here, they're only 4 points from that lower group, and so you've eliminated the competition potentially if they fall back from 6 teams to 5 teams. It really is, the table is taking shape that you've got 5-6 teams up at the top and then sort of everybody else, and I say that both in quality and in statistics, and so we are where we're at. I am going to remember to mute my mic, and I am going to bring up the away chat, and then hopefully I will be back in about 3 minutes, just long enough for me to run and get a coffee. All right, I'll be right back. Coffee. I feel so much better. Yeah, it's been weird. The volume's been up. I've got over 100 people. The views are there. No subscribers and no likes. And I don't know if it's all regulars. And I think the metrics, because we've had two sort of streams with low numbers, I don't know if I'm getting out there with new people. So if you are here, by all means, throw it out to YouTube and let them know that you guys are enjoying this so other people can see it. UC 27. Why don't I see that? Oh, 30. I will take it. Maybe I did miss it. Man, I don't know what to say about the first half with that one. I'd like to see the replay of the Evans thing, and I'd like to hear an interview of the decision-making process, because he was just off twice. Like, he picked up that yellow card earlier, and that was just a silly challenge and really a nothing ball. No real reason to go for it. I guess what he's trying to do is, given its location. And somebody's put the red card up on the old scoreboard. I see that on the away. They're not connected anymore. I imagine that's you, Brendan. It's the old scoreboard's been punted for this new one, but I do have options for you coming. We'll see if I can get to them tonight. So and we are up to 10. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, everything just ratcheted up. It just jumped to 1040. So good stuff. That's what I was hoping to see. I was like, are people getting tired of me already? Have I hit the maximum capacity that I can get to? So I'll take it. Throw the old headset in. See, are they talking food on the interplay? The one thing that's been interesting to me, just talking about the COP thing, is I understood there to be concurrent application for approval, and I guess it's not with Wrexham County Borough. I don't know if anybody else has any insight into that, because I keep checking the planning forums to look for updates or look to see if it's moving forward, and I don't see it. So. Yeah, it just updated for me, and I'll have to go back and view it, because I when I left, I think for the half, I looked down and I went, wow, no subscribers today. So is that a Canadian thing? Oh, fire alarms. Are we all okay? Just my luck. No, nothing. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I swear, I don't live in the sticks. I mean, maybe Coquitlam is the sticks, but it's not like we're in this rusted bucket, old destroyed tin shed. We've got. Anyway, it's just toast and a little bit of oversensitivity. Is that for real? But Santiago, to your question, I was going to say, I'll have to read back if somebody made comment about it. Is that a Canadian trait of breaking the fourth wall? I mean, I think that I didn't think that we were unique for that. So I'm curious if is that a reputation that we have? So this one from Sandy, Elliot Lee's goal means that Wrexham AFC have now scored in 48 consecutive home league matches, equaling a record that stood for 120 years. What? Like, that's crazy. And can it be? Let me just read how that reads again. Equaling a record that stood for 120 leagues. Home league matches. So I guess they're not saying EFL matches. They're just saying home league matches. But yes, it was toast. It was toast. We're okay. Santiago, if you've ever gone through a fire, June 22nd, 2022, where you open up the door and smoke comes wafting in, and it's fascinating to me. I don't know if you guys in Canada, we have like fire training, and they tell you to not to put your hands on the doors. And it's amazing to me when that all happens and you're like, oh my God. And I was booting doors all over the place. Not that I had to, I just didn't want to burn my hands. So, but once you do that, you take fire alarms a little bit more serious, especially because the eldest, he gets triggered by them still because of that whole day. He still remembers being carried through and near stuff that was burning. So a little bit more cautious than most. Yeah, let's not get into that one. See, that's all the jokes you can get into it. The ghost of upstairs, the fire. Oh man, life is funny. It throws you curveballs. You enjoy it, and what do? You watch some Wrexham on a Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and soak up a little bit of life. It'll be interesting. We've got obviously the game tomorrow, Britain Ferry, the replay. That last one, Wrexham, the women dominated through. If you didn't watch that game. Another pet peeve or pet hate for those of you in the UK. Why can't we get the replay of the women's matches on iFollow? Why can't we get the reserves games? Why can't we get the academy games? I'm talking to Wrexham. They're not listening. I want more Wrexham in my life. Going 2 weeks, and I was like, man, I would watch a slug in a Wrexham jersey crawl across a pitch with a plastic ball and celebrate a goal right now. That's how much I have missed watching Wrexham. Give me a slug in a red jersey. But I would have lined up for Saturday, if I wanted to, we wanted to, for those of us who affected by it, we could wake up for the noon kickoff. I think that's like a 3 a.m. start or something ridiculous. But watch the reserves game, or even just after the fact. Make me pay for it. I'll give you money. And it's not hard. You just need to get those new AI cameras and set them up on the pitch wherever the reserves are playing and just let the feed run. It's not hard to put together a scoreboard. I know a guy. Anyway, that's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. Yeah, I'm not worried about the goals for. How about but I hear you, W&G. We're down. We're still even though on goal differential, aren't we? And we've got the lead on goals for. So we've on the third tiebreaker. I'm just looking at the table, and even though nothing's moving, I'm fascinated by watching the what I will call the top five. And I know Mansfield and Notts County are only separated by a point, but there's also 2 games in hand for Mansfield. You look at Crew then at 39 points, a game in hand. Everybody has a game in hand on Notts, and they're now at least a game ahead. So Notts is starting to fall off the pace here. If Crew scores again, yeah, that's true. And I'm okay. I'm okay. We're gonna get a run at Barrow and Crew here soon enough. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'll eat my words at the end of the season, but I really see this as Stockport, Wrexham, and Mansfield. Even though Barrow and Crew keep sticking around, like the Crew Accrington game, I'm not really bothered that they're up 2-1, even though Accrington's in 13th. So everybody coming out, Chomp moving down towards the new cop. Hopefully there's a little bit more energy from the crowd, from the mob. The sun setting. That looks like a beautiful sunset. Somebody who was it that said that they're watching from Wales? Stick your head out the window and tell me if that looks as gorgeous as it looks on TV. McLean's still having a chat to the ref with Mullen all over the other one. I'm going to have to bump this up and go to a second half, set that up as we wait for it, and Mullen's on the ball. I'm sorry, this new little setup thing, it's got some inconveniences, but it's being able to customize it any way you want, sort of is rather impressive and rather nice. 55 degrees Fahrenheit in Wrexham. Waiting on the referee. Enjoying my coffee while I wait. Wrexham towards the tech end from right to left on your computer screen. Colchester going towards the vacant cop. Well, or the naked cop, because it's no longer vacant. It just doesn't have all of its clothes on. The naked cop. Well, that he's onside. That's dangerous. Really good ball. Looking for finish. Mullen, and it's still there. Come on, finish this, finish this, finish this. Goodman with the save. Man, that was, he had it, he lost it, he got it back, he went around the corner, he's looking for a gap to go through, he's punching the ground because he's upset. He had time and space and just couldn't. Amazing long ball over top. Mullen has it. Kelleher goes running past him, and then Mullen gets it, drags it past, and Goodman just knocks it down. Short corner, lefts it behind for McLean, and we're going to get another corner. Oh, yeah, Mullen will sleep about that one. Man, the sunset looks gorgeous over the... Somebody snapped some pictures of the Wrexham Lager stand. And why would that be getting the sunset and the pink sky behind it? I don't know. Outswinger. Nobody there. Tozer's going to let it run, and Hill's going to pick that up and have another throw here. Jones in for Dalby. All right. And this, if I had everything set up, I'd be able to do things. I'm all excited for... I had a 2-hour session with an OBS software expert to find out all the toys that are out there, and now I'm just trying to add toys. Is it there? Oh, cleared away from the line. You know what? Wrexham's come out. We've come out to start. We're not afraid to attack, and Cannon ends up nicking it and gets it over to Tozer. Tozer, Cannon, middle of the pitch, draws it in for Lee. McLean directing traffic. Is that to O'Connor? Gets it up over to McLean, gets it back to Lee, still standing in the center of the pitch now, dancing. Lee doing a little bit of a fancy move. Oh, nice little interplay. McLean picks it up. Lee went offside, and here comes into the pipe. Blocked. That is impressive. Get after it, boys. Just back and forth, little interplays with each other. That cheeky little one-touch pass that went up to Mullen that came back to Lee and around the corner. Sniffing around, trying to create. I like it. Fahrenheit is American degrees, and only American degrees. But when you're the neighbor to them, and they insist to avoid metric for whatever reason, you have to learn divided by 2 and add 32, or divided by minus 32 and divide by 2, multiplied by 2 and add 32. Is that whatever? 5/8 technically. Pounds to kilograms. Colchester with it. Reed with a shot from range, blocked down, and it's going to come all the way back. Mullen fighting. He gets pulled down. Referee says no. What's the ref doing here? He blew it down for the free kick. So he's playing advantage, didn't let the advantage go, then blew the whistle because he thought the advantage was over. And then, even though we had the ball, had to blow it down and bring it back for the original free kick. I think I've got that right. I'm looking at Brendan's flop meter to see if he says Mullen flopped there. I think that was a fortuitous fall. Is that different than a flop? Nothing from it, though. It lands to Goodman, and he moves it forward. You have to check. Not any shots from Fotmob? Is that possible? All right. What do I know? Favre, man, he is fast. Dangerous ball, gets it across. Not a good clearance, just punched out. Reed over to the left-hand side. Now I know that Taylor, it's not Taylor that's getting this stuff. It's Favre when you serve that much stuff forward. I mean, I could score. I've been really impressed by this Fevrier kid. I want to check his contract. Here he comes again. Fevrier on the right-hand side, taking on McLean. Dragging the ball in. Quick little step. Over to the left-hand side. Over to the left-hand side. Here comes a left-footed shot. Boot blocked down. He's the team at the moment. Mendy coming up to support Mullen. Flipped forward. Mendy able to be there and support as he pull it back and wait for the mob to come forward. He does. Settles down, and well done. Well done by Mullen and Mendy to be able to create enough space between the two of them to set down with some possession. And here we go. And there the verdict was in. That was a flop, according to the boss and control of the flop meter. I'm with you on that one. I mean, a fortuitous fall. McLean is. We're gonna get a corner because the cornerbacks. We're playing gridiron. The center backs ended up having a bit of a collision here on the long throw. Oh, they didn't give away a corner? That's... The shots come streaming in. Possession still 64%, 36% for Colchester. We're up 1-0. Not really a confidence-inducing game, but do you care if you're able to hold on and roll with this? Mendy with it, setting it back for Chomp, and we'll recycle this long hoof. I would have liked to have seen a useless pull of the shirt, and we're able to gain possession in the middle of the pitch. Lee with it across the midfield stripe, over to McLean on the left side. Pulled down to O'Connor, who's sliding up to help out on the left-hand side more here. Seems to be how they're addressing the being down a man to give some aid to McLean and Lee on the left side. And so O'Connor now running forward. Played back, Cannon leaves it, and a little recycled ball, and away we go. Whoo! 118 people live and in charge. The views are up. This was better than I was expecting because of last 2 weeks having sort of a couple of short watch parties. Haven't hit the numbers of the Notts County and the Stockton County game. Stockton. Man, I've been having a post-holiday drink morning is what I've been having. I don't know what Mark was just talking about. The neighbor of the beast, 665. Colchester moving forward into the danger man. Fevrier over here, left-footed service into the box. Taylor's right there. Oh, should have done better than that. And we're lucky. That wasn't Taylor. That was McGeehan. He had that opportunity. He was onside, split the two defenders. He had his leg up in the air, and he just missed it. If you had touched that, he didn't even have to aim it. He just had to make contact with it. And the ball would have been really, really hard for Chomp to make a save. So to me, that's should have been in. It should be a tie game. But we will take it. Oh, that's got to be a yellow. And he's saying that was a flop. I don't think that. I think he went down easy, but I think there was enough there in the contact that makes that a yellow card. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Was the force legitimate and deserving of a yellow card? Yes. Did we flop and fall down to try and draw it? Sure. Give both yellow cards, one for simulation and one for the actual foul. Man, who is that young man? O'Connell looks completely different. Handball. Doesn't it? O'Connell looks entirely different with just a little bit of fuzz on the top of his noggin. Who is this guy? Chomp out to play it. Time ticking away, 54th minute. Am I on target? I am. I didn't hit the refresh button, so I might be behind you guys. If it gets to a point where I can do that, I may take that opportunity. Looking up the score update, I haven't heard from WG in a while. I'm assuming he's here. Oh, yeah, he's right there. But I imagine there's just nothing happening in the other games. Stockport maybe comfortable in their 4-0 lead and just sort of playing it down. Mansfield, 2-1 now with Crawley as that gets bumped up. O'Connell into the box, into the area. It's right there. Another header in. Comes screaming in from the outside of the box. I believe it. I heard Cannon, but it looked like Lee. Anyways, right in front. We'll have to see on the replay here. Hand on the back of Mullen. O'Connell gets it in, headed away, and who was that? Yeah, it was Cannon. Comes screaming in. Just misses it off to the left. Kelleher looking to play it up over top of his head, and it's a bad one, and we're going to get a Tozer bomb coming in unless we take it quickly. Mendy, no, settle it down. Yep, there you go. Whistle blow, going to get some subs in. Tozer gets a time-wasting yellow in the 55 and a half minutes. So I didn't see it. It was off camera, but from what I'm understanding from Marcus, Tozer was actually running over to get instructions from Parkey and then ran over into the lineup to make the throw. And I guess the exercise of running over to Parkey for instruction was a penalty. And we've got trouble coming in free 2-on-1. Oh, Tozer with that back heel might have saved everything for us as they still come forward, but we're getting numbers back. Shot. Stop. Tozer, well done. That's the third time this game that he's been back and positionally just able to get an ankle, a flick, a disruption of the ball. Watch this come through here. Did they throw that offside anyways? Yeah. Would have been close, but he got that on the back heel there. And that's Tozer getting a ton of credit. Yes, I'm all for it. Fire up the coffee support and the sponsor. Does Costco want to support me? Kirkland Coffee. Holy Jesus, 5-0. And you know what? I get it. Stockport's at home, but we know what it's like when you play Sutton. Like just maybe those big center backs aren't in the game, so they just have nothing going forward. Maybe they've got a yellow or a red and they're being super tame, but it's Park the Bus, and they have those two big bodies that sit there like trees guarding the whole. I'm surprised they've had 5. Good on them. That leads us to next week in the Notts County game, which should be a fascinating one. And I don't even know. Will I actually be hoping that Notts takes 3 points in that one? I don't know. Colchester with it coming towards front of the net. Over onto the right-hand side, looking to Favorian. No, tries to get it forward instead. That's McGeehan who can't get there again. Haven't been impressed with McGeehan going forward. It's been Taylor's not been bad, but it's really Favrier has been doing the damage. Is it possible? Is it possible that next weekend we'll be watching the out of town scoreboard and be cheering and hoping that Notts wins? Because that feels dirty or different. Maybe not dirty, but different. I guess we were cheering for them when they were in Wembley, right? We all wanted them to be promoted. Anyway, edge of the area, Lee, right-footed, no, stops it. He's got 3 guys swimming around him, and Lee's just with possession, drops it all back to O'Connor, says, I'll put it over to McLean. McLean left-hand side for the cross, sneaks it in, headed away, and here come 3 consecutive headers and clears, and Tozer comes running in, drops it for McLean, up against Favrier on the left-hand side. Favrier beats both guys and takes on O'Connor, but not able to beat 3 Wrexham players, thank goodness. Lee securing possession. Favrier comes in, and it's cleared off of a Colchester player, and while it was heading out, it flicks off of O'Connor, and it's going to be a Colchester throw. They said that, and Kim, they did. They did. Thanks, Vicente, I appreciate that. Down the line now, we've got possession. Colchester still not really able to gain. They're threatening and they're quick with their threats, but not extended possession so far. Second half, knock on wood. O'Connor with McLean on the left-hand side. O'Connor coming up and filling that role, helping out and support with Lee still, because we're down to 10 men. So now we've got O'Connor as the deepest person forward on the left side until he gets it over to McLean on the overlap. Extended area. It's out. Tozer bomb coming forward. Gabe, welcome to the channel. I appreciate it. Seven flops up on the board, says Brendan, looking through the scoreboard, waiting for Tozer to grab it. Hope he doesn't get another yellow for time wasting. Here comes the throw from the left side. It's up. It's long. Kelleher up there to clear it. Knocked down by Cannon. Gets it back over to Tozer on the left-hand side. Serve it quickly. Tozer. Nope. McLean. Interesting ball. Curling. And it's there for the header, but Goodman able to secure that one and knock it down. And the quick counter. Too excited, Mr. Goodman. That was a bad decision, and we'll take it. We're going to get a throw in on just outside, just extended from our penalty area, as he raced that one forward to thump it down and then pushed it way too far. Subs coming in. Take out Fevrier. We don't need him. It's not going to be Fevrier. Greenidge coming out, and instead going in Iandolo. Not a sellout? Oh, they say Jay. I noticed Jay a couple of times, but I wouldn't say he's been their best player by some distance. I mean, that's been Fevrier, no? Akinde. Do I see that? 9,746 in attendance? Is that Colchester not selling out? There's an update on a score not on the scoreboard. Thanks, W&G, for that. Barrow up 2-0. Well, that's frustrating. It is what it is. Mansfield is what it is. Stockport is what it is. It looks like everybody's in control and doing what you're sort of anticipating. The only icky one for the teams that are involved we're sort of happy with it is Harrogate taking out Notts County, or at least so far. Man, they will be losing their minds. There you go. Gabe saying, I'm hoping for a Wrexham Notts double promotion. If I had a pet peeve with this thing, they got to move that clear button out of the way so I can do an actual poll. Because if I do a poll here, oh, maybe I can do one. While don't mind me, I'm going to throw a poll question out there as my lights are changing in the background. Colchester with it. Left-hand side, gets it over to McGeehan. Still working on the left, see if they get over here. I just don't think that they've been successful off the left-hand side. It's every time it comes over here to now Egbo on the right. Fevrier into the box. So Egbo's dancing, taking on McLean, gets it over. That's not good service. Just sort of a gentle little flick into the area of Howard, who gladly collects that. Down to the edge of the area. Mendy trying to take it away from Iandolo, who's one of the substitutions coming in. It's flicked up over top, and here it comes, kicked out, and we're going to get a throw in. Because we've got players sort of all over the place. Cannon there. Man, look at that sunset. Absolutely. That's like Saskatchewan level sunset. We don't get that in Vancouver. We have all of our beauty on the ground, the water and the mountains. Very rare to get the sunsets like that. That's gorgeous. 665 Colchester fans. I get that it's a long ride, sort of disappointing. And here's another question for you on the Yale end there. Ooh, the red tarps. Why don't they sell out those seats? Cannon beats his man. McLean gets it over. Connor on the left-hand side, edge of the penalty area, tries across, not blocked. Tozer going to have to come forward for the Tozer bomb. just putting up a simple one. I'm curious. We were talking about Notts County and the double promotion. Like, do you want to see the Ravo with Notts continue next season with a double promotion, or are you like, we're good, just us, please? I'm curious to see what you guys say. Goodman has it. We move forward. They move forward. Sorry, left-hand side. The Colchester one, I think it's the second longest journey of the season. I think just is it Gillingham that's longer? Anyway, they'll be close between Gillingham and Colchester. Knocked down. Kelleher able to slide it through. That's a good little dangerous ball over into Fevrier. Is he able to get it? He sure is. It goes out. I think that's a goal kick. Whew. Well done by O'Connor, because I thought he was sneaking around there and going to get that opportunity. So shots are 10-9. Let's bring that back up. You know, it's been an equal match, which down a man has been interesting to see, but I'd like to see us get one more. I don't want to see a last minute error or mistake. And I'm watching the counter. There it is. Flop counter. It's a glorious thing. It's just nice to be able to have that subliminal little connection and be like, I wonder what Brendan's thinking. And there goes the flop counter moves up a notch. Is a clear little dive there, flop to the ground. Yeah, third place is good for me. Look, it's take care of our business, secure 3 points all the way through. If we secure 3 points, we're, especially at home, all the way through, we're fine. I'm not at this stage. I'm not worried about the goals for, goals against, goal differential. And with the start of the season, it's not going to be a number that we're going to make up anyway. So let's just secure the 3 points. There's going to be teams that dance around us. The big thing is we need to bash some teams when we get a chance to bash them. John's done with Notts, but I think in the minority as we sit there looking at the poll. What are we at? 86% saying yes. Notts got one back, pushing forward, trying to eke out a point. It's surprising. I'll sit there and look at December 16th. That's a big. Harrogate just went up 3-1. As we're talking, I saw that. Thanks, W&G. It's a big deal for Notts County this game now, because if you lose the 3 points here and you've got Stockport coming, and I actually think they're away. I think Notts is away to Stockport. I could be wrong, but I'd have to double check. But it doesn't matter. You have the potential of going 2 losses in a row and falling out of the automatic promotion discussion to end the first half. Into the penalty area here. Fevrier with it over on the left side instead of the right. Draws it back. Into the box. Well done with McLean coming back in support defensively to get that header away. And we reset as Lee comes over. Defending. It's going to be a corner. There's 2 people sitting in the cop end with big red and yellow winter jackets on, it looks like, or high-vis vests. Danger. Mullen, Shields, he's away. He's on a break. He's going to have to slow it down because he's not going to be able to beat Kelleher. So he waits for McLean, who's up here on the left, and Mullen says, great, let's go. Decoy, pulls it forward, gets the switch on. Well done, Mullen. Who do we bring? Like, do we have to bring in Bickerstaff here because of the legs? Like, Palmer, I guess, can run like a madman for 10 minutes, but I'm surprised we haven't had as many subs. McLean, left side, edge of the penalty area, cross into the area. Not scores! The lucky advantage. It's an own goal. Horrible play. Mitchell with the absolute, like, he stuffed it. Debauchery, foolish. We'll take it. How does that happen? McLean puts it in there. There's nobody in the box. Mitchell's got all the time in the world, and he just lets it deflect in off the net, off the side of his leg. It goes forward. Have a laugh, everybody. We will take it. We're all going to laugh at you. He played that. What were you doing, man? What were you doing? He leaned into that. Like, you've got to think you're the only man in the area. What the hell are you doing? Speed up the timer. I can't speed up the timer. My timer that's right up here is the time that I'm watching on. So if you're, this is where I'm at. The only way I can speed it up is I can hit the refresh button, and I guess I can do that now. But man, that was McLean taking the shot in. There's nobody in the box. Mitchell had all of the time in the world. He did. He had. I just don't know what he's doing. He's sticking his leg out, directing towards goal, mistouches it, and it's in the back of the net. And we're all gonna laugh at you. We're all gonna laugh at you. So where did I end up when I did the recycle? I actually ended up worse. I'm now 3 seconds behind on the refresh. It's going to be a corner. That's got to be frustrating, right? Oh, and I didn't even hit this today. There it is. I forgot all about the goal. Just what a travesty. Just, oh, Howard, it's still there for them. Howard, oh, wow. Pinball warrior in the middle. Howard was able to knock it down, but then not able to secure it. So it falls to the feet of a Colchester player, and it ends up tinging around, and he's able to hit the deck and grab it. So it's got Mendy and Taylor there. There's the punch. It falls down to Mitchell again, who does what Mitchell does. He misses it, and Howard grabs it. Mitchell having 2 minutes that you'd like to forget about. Noticed Crawley, 3-1. Well, I was hoping you'd give me good news. Oh, and is there a red card up on that? I didn't notice that you could put the red card up and where it would go. I guess it set everything off. Is that what happened? Bryn Smith, Wrexham all the way through. 6-0 Stockport. Absolutely laying the boots to Sutton. Hi. Harrogate 3-1. 2-0 good guys here. 71st minute, down for an extended period. And I didn't look up. When did that goal go in? Mendy, left-hand side, got numbers running forward as we still look, but nice little play by Colchester. That was Chilvers able to nick that away from Mendy as they go running down the pitch, and he clears over a switch on the other side. Mullen getting it, slowing down, taking possession, going to hold up and let the support come. Maybe this is a game where if you're looking for the subs, you bring Palmer in instead of Bickerstaff, because you're really looking for somebody to set up and control down the pitch, right? So that was a Mitchell own goal. And I'll try to bring that up. It should be up. Mitchell own goal, 70th minute. You should see that up on the screen. I'm looking to improve that. I'm just testing the process and seeing how this all works. No update on the shots. Everything's all madness, which is the end of the game. The bowl games are officially underway. Yeah, don't talk about... I want to see the replay on that because it actually looked like there was something in the challenge. I don't think that one was a flop, but I didn't see the entire thing from start to finish. No Palmer or Bickerstaff. Go for D, John says. So you're thinking Davis maybe. Ford? No, Davis, midfield. '73rd minute. Time's a ticking. Watching the scores. It's nice having that little feature there in W&G. I owe Brendan and W&G thanks. Jed, obviously, for the videos, but being able to help out with that and keep control, I'm glad you guys enjoy doing it. John's even saying Boyle. See, I want control in the midfield. Free kick into the area, headed down. Wrexham going to be able to get that back. McLean with it now, backing up towards the midfield stripe. Lee, left side. Rolled back to Cannon. Dangerous as they're coming forward. All the way back to Howard. Well done. Time for another beer. I wish. I just need my coffee. I had enough of those beers last night with my Clamato juice, as I do. Foul throw. I don't know if you're going to click the button as many times. Barrow now up 3-0. Stockport up 6. Harrogate 3-1. Active. Let's go, Wrexham. Finish this one and let's get this across the line here. 75th minute, still going dangerous into the area. Knocked down. Can't give that. Looking nervously to the official. There was contact there on the Colchester player right in the box, but it was self-induced contact, and he just ended up feeling it and falling, and the ref waved that one off. Standard Wrexham. Let's get into squeaky bum time. Bust out the defibrillators. Everybody prepare, because we don't like to do it easy. We'll bring the drama. And here comes Colchester down the right side. Reed over to the Fevrier, the danger man, looking for Taylor, left-footed into the area, headed away. Well blocked. That goal button celebration. You want that one again? I missed. They were all laughing in the headset. Apparently somebody jumped over the signs and grabbed the ball and threw it down so they couldn't grab it. Pack, welcome. I do have Florida checked off on the map. I've had a lot of Floridians, other than Texas and maybe Massachusetts. Florida is where most, I think, of the U.S. fans are from. And I would say way more East Coast than West Coast, but that could be indicative of the 3-hour advantage. They're calling for a red or at least a foul. The referee's running away, nothing given. And man, Cannon's still down. We're down to 9 men now. Wrexham is furious. They're screaming and yelling. I don't know. I want to see. Did he miss? I didn't see that. Let's see. It's not for me. It's not for me. That was a 50-50 ball. Yes, because I missed the first goal. Okay, well, I'll give it to you one more time. And here it comes. Now everybody's going to be confused if they were watching, but I'm trying to add more of those features, but there's going to be a lot of little upgrades and things making this better, as we've got 143 people eked into this one. That's about half of the record. The record, I think we had 333. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you guys think that there was a card in that one? I didn't see it. I thought that is a 50-50 ball, and they both went for it with their feet. Welcome, Grim. Late, but that's fine. You missed a red card and a little bit of drama, and you've missed Stockport absolutely thumping the crap out of Sutton. I would like to get an Accrington goal. If W&G, if we can speak that into existence. Brendan says no foul. They are saying here a booking at least. I don't see a booking, so I'll disagree with them. Well, we did get on that angle. We got there first, but Evans came out, Grim, and I don't know what he had for breakfast, but he was in an ornery mood, and he made 2 foolish decisions. One was a challenge right outside the box, and he cleared out a player on a tackle that was dangerous, picked up a yellow, and then right in front of the referee, missed the player again and really thumped the guy on the right leg really well, clattered into him, knocked him down, and went straight to red. The referee was standing right there looking down, watched the cleats hit his leg, and basically was into his pocket before the motions even stopped. So getting close to the 80th minute here. Boyle coming in for O'Connell. watching the scoreboard as we go through, looking to see Accrington add 1, and that would be about all we can ask for, really. I don't think Crawley's going to add 2 with the red card. That game's essentially over. Stockport Sutton, that game's essentially over. Swindon's not scoring 3. So the only ones to watch that affect the table, Harrogate and Notts, to see if Notts can pull it back in, and I hope not. And then the Crew Accrington game, looking for Accrington to help out and steal one on the road. Into the Wrexham, and the whistles are rolling and flowing. The whistles were because they were waiting for Cannon to be able to get back in. Fans were not impressed, and here they come. Colchester, left-hand side. That's Chilvers. Gets it over to Andolo into the box. Cleared away. Oof. It looks like this is going to be most of the game here. Is just going to be Andolo, left-hand side. Akinde. They've completely changed their left side, which is probably, in my eyes, because it wasn't working. No depth. If they're not finding the net and scoring like crazy, they just have no depth and no defense. It was 9,746. Do I have that right, John? It was not a sellout. You can't do that, Georges. I'm not even going to like that comment. You can't say the word. You can't say the word. You'll jinx it. Yeah, Boyle's in. In swinging corner from the right in front of the new cop, which it looks sexy there, having anything other than dirt. What's going on? Where's the ball? It's scrambling around and it comes over to the right. What the hell happened there? Going to give a goal kick. Good luck, whoever. Like, that was just all. Everybody played a little bit of ring around the rosy, and we all fall down in the middle of the pitch right in front of Howard. And I couldn't see the ball at all. So Howard gets it, drops it, falls down, and guess who's there? As you're watching the replay, guess what number is there? Who's not able to get his foot on the ball? That's no joke. Mitchell. Right here. Mitchell right there with the ball. Oh, no, it wasn't Mitchell. It was Iandolo. Now I was going to give him the business, but it didn't go in his direction. $9,746. Free kick. That was not a flop, but that was, you can see the neck, like the collar of his jersey being pulled all the way over as he's running, one arm out, just getting frustrated was Mullen. Oh, Parkey got a yellow. Oh, boy. This is a team, near the top of the table versus a team at the bottom table, and at home, you'd think, you know what, let's just make this a boring game, take the 3 points, go home. Not in UK football, not Welsh football. We're going to bring the drama. We're going to get into it. Oh, Tozer with a header. Oh, Goodman able to move forward and get it. Nice little cheeky play as it snuck past those 2 defenders and they didn't get it. And I think it hit Tozer. Don't think he fully anticipated it. Yeah, John, I see. Give him credit where credit's due. Mullen getting the crowd involved. Offside. Yeah, Goodman's over to get there. And unfortunately, the nature of the game is I didn't get a chance to see what Goodman could and couldn't do. Yeah, Crew got a red. You can see that up on the screen there. It's hard to tell because it's next to red, but Crew got one. No, Crawley got one. So maybe Accrington can pull this out. I don't know if they're into extra time and how much time is left, but would be nice to see Accrington pull one in. But that's all we can hope for on the out-of-town scoreboard. Every team other than Notts taking care of what they should be taking care of. Here they come. Egbo, right-hand side. Fevrier. I've been impressed by him. I am not going to lie. held off. Start thinking man of the match. It's an odd one because of how this one went. Own goal there, Lee with the goal. Who else could you end up bringing forward? Tozer's been there positionally, but defensively, I think it's been a team game. Nobody really standing out to me, but you guys can let me know what your thoughts are. And I don't know how to shut down the poll from the 82nd minute in the crew match. So there's time potentially for Accrington to pull something out here. So let's hope. Also true. No way is Howard the man of the match. It wasn't that, never under pressure. But I'll put it up for the nomination. We can see what the mob says. I'll end this poll. Yeah, it's a tough one for me. Tozer was solid. O'Connell was solid. Lee was solid. Like, there's nobody who really stood out, and there's nobody who was really stepped back. Oh, I get it. So I won't say Esso. I'm seeing lots of Lees. I see a Cannon. So I'll make sure I put Howard, Lee, Cannon up. Anybody else for possible suggestions in the poll, let me know. Howard comes out, punches away. Ooh, skipped down and through and to the right. Whew. Thanks, Adrian. Stay tuned. I really do think that there's going to be a lot of rapid improvements now that I've had that little session with an OBS master who was like, I like this, but do it this way. And I was like, holy crap, there's so many things that can, I expect it to be different, much different. Is Wrexham and not a single player? See, that's the challenge, isn't it, Kim? Problem is got to give it to somebody. I think for the US, you guys are going to end up with the Mullen going off for Palmer. Dave is sitting in behind, it looks like. You guys are going to get the Shrewsbury game. It's unclear to me whether Canada is going to be like the other thing. Put Brendan on notice that you may be up. I may have to end up reading your mind again to see how that happens. Yeah, I guess we could do that, Shannon. We could make the entire defense the man of the match. Three minutes till we find out how much extra time we've got. Still looking at that Crew Accrington game and hoping we can get a last minute tally from Accrington. Looks like Harrogate, Notts County. That one's probably going to end up being the result. That divide, the top six becomes the top five in the race for the top three. Yeah, it is going to be on ESPN Plus. I mean, it's if we go with what happened in the last last round, or sorry, the first round, it'll be on ESPN Plus. But also that means it won't be on Sportsnet because Sportsnet didn't pick it up. They said they didn't have the rights. I will let them put me under a retainer and review their contract and give them advice on whether they should just blast it out there anyway, because they've got to have. How does ESPN negotiate S4C games and not Sportsnet? Like, that's just stupid. Yikes. You know what? You got to give it to Stockport in the sense that there were a lot of questions and a lot of doubters, and great save! Scores. They hung Howard out to dry on that one. Hung him out to dry. Like, nobody... Like, I know that you're down a man, but Howard makes the first great... Like, the first save was a beauty. All the way in... I don't know where Tozer was. Yeah, nothing Howard can do, and that's Fevrier popping that one. Well, now we got ourselves a game. Uh-oh. That was a great save. Got all the way over, but it just lands on Fevrier's feet, and it is what it is, and away we go. So we've got possession here. I'd like to see a little bit more of that, please. And I believe that was the 89th minute. That's what I'm going to enter in. Chance cannon into the area. Answer back. Blocked down. Palmer not able to get there. We got the free kick. You know what? I'm loving this possession here. Just pull it down. Cannon trying to dance, gets it knocked away, and here they come. Fevrier, their answer. Looking for the how much extra time we're going to have added. It's going to be at 7 minutes of extra time. Where the hell did that come from? 7 minutes of extra time? Like, I thought 5. 4, 5? I mean, what did we have for injuries? We had the Cannon injury. Oh, well, it is what it is. Get stuck in. We've got 6.5 minutes, and suddenly the pressure's on us. Accrington scored. That's good news. We need good news here now. Attention fully and secure on the racecourse as Mendy goes forward. Can he get it in? No, it's going to end up being a goal kick, and Goodman grabs it. I hate the airport tannoy that you guys have at the racecourse. Dung, dung. Just make the announcement. You've got a captive audience. You don't need to let everybody know to pay attention. You're making me nervous. Are people ahead? No cheats and no spoilers if you're ahead. I hope you're not ahead, and it's going to end up with another Fevrier goal in the 11th hour here. I don't need that garbage today. The heart starts pounding. Short left-hand side, Iandolo cross into the area. Knocked down. Clear that thing. Smarter than me. I would have just thumped that down the field, but instead it's controlled, it's measured, and it's out as we've got McLean gets there and Kelleher knocks it out. That's a throw to us. Well done. Well done to both. I got to get the chat out here. 15 shots to 10. As we bump all that up. Oh, how's everybody doing? Everybody's alive? Do we need to check in again? That was amazing hustle. Being able to get it down. Palmer gets around. He's got a line to the net. And it's going to be a corner. Let the clock go. That was, I think it was Cannon who had it in front of the goal. Is that who it was? But whoever it was, taking the time out, because I thought, it's free, just thump it down the field. But they recognized that they had a gap. And they took the opportunity, whistle blowing to tell McLean to hurry up. How's McLean doing on the yellow cards? He's already got one, so you're not going to get one for time wasting. Here comes out swinger. Kind of ricochets, bounces around. Colchester with it, and here come red jerseys flying back. Yellow card. Davis gets a yellow card. Professional foul for slowing everything down. A little more drama for our Saturday morning as you get the heart rates up, everything clearing everything out, right? Get the breathing going. Hopefully not the rage. Don't have to pop the top, but come on now. Let's get into this. Let's go, Reds. The Walking Dead. 2-2. Harrogate still up 3-1. Mansfield looks like everything else is lined up. If we could blow everything down, just move on, I'd be fine with that. 3 minutes, 40 seconds into the extra time. Left edge of the area. Nobody over there in support, and we had 2 bodies on. Always dangerous when you overload when you're already down a man, but it worked. They're saying it went out. The linesman flag doesn't go out. They're going to get a corner coming over from their left to the right of Mr. Howard, who stepped up with a couple of saves. Quick short ball. Raced out, swung in, headed, open net. Howard's out, headed. Howard. That wasn't pretty. He went out there and had to know he wasn't going to get to the ball. Didn't get to the ball, left himself, hung out to dry over to the right. Boyle ended up punching it. Howard didn't get it, not secure, and everybody had to go back. Fortunate there. Who was that? Ian Dolo missed that? No, that was McGeehan. Colchester would be a very different team with Taylor and Fevrier up front if they can find one more body up front. Because McGeehan ain't it, and Mitchell ain't helping. So they just need one more body, and they'll be squeaky bum time indeed. Long distance into the corner, headed away. McLean gets it, knocks it down. Are we going to set this down and do some control? Oh, nice little interplay. Cannon, draw it back. Yes, that took a long time. He was like, I'm going to go for another goal before he realized that Chomp was the answer. Whose clock is broke? I don't know what's happening. Colchester with it. Time has stalled. Come on now. Over to the right-hand side. I like this little interplay. Make sure you guys improve your pass accuracy a little bit with passes back in the back line and not moving it forward. Howard collects it, falls to the ground, stood over top, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, baby. 6 minutes. Howard, how's your yellow cards for the season? Is this one where you just take one? Nope, he's not gonna. Massive kick, but that's, well, I don't know. That wasn't good. Gave it up. I would have liked to have seen that gone into a corner and rattled around and give somebody an opportunity to hold it back. But as it is, they've collected the ball. No help from the ball boy. Extra one comes off. And here comes Egbo getting started. Cleared down. And here comes Colchester advancing forward to the midway stripe. McGeehan gets it over to the left-hand side. That's Reed moving it up forward. Hasn't been a lot of action in the extra period, so you'd think it gets to 7 minutes. Hopefully the whistle comes soon after. The crowd's starting to get the whistles going, encouraging the conclusion of the game. Cross into the box, long ball, over the back, knocked down. You got to call that. Pushed it over. Blow the whistle down. Let's finish it. Stockport 8, jeepers. So, is that the whistle? Are we getting to kick it in and blow it down, sir? Can we do that, please? He's not looking at his watch. He's going to let it go a little bit longer. This is odd. We're at 7 minutes. We've gone 7.5, and there it is. Blow it down. Finish it. Conclude it. We're done. Thank you. Holy. So I guess now the only thing to watch for is the Crew Accrington game and vote on the man of the match, which I didn't get the poll up because all of a sudden we had a game. That was not necessary. Evans stuffing it up with a couple. I don't know what he ate. I'm curious. I'd like to see the interview. I want to be able to know what he says about that whole thing. Colchester, not as bad as I thought. I mean, they need one extra player up front. They just had nobody to run with Fevrier and Taylor. Sorry. And I know that Mark and them said Jay was their best player. I never noticed them. Maybe it's just the difference in the TV angle to being live. How come I can't get another? I can't get another edition here on the poll. I'm gonna have to go the other way. So we're not leaving anywhere. I'm just gonna log into YouTube the old-fashioned way, so I can bring the poll, and we'll have to improve how these come forward on a go-forward basis. If you're leaving and before you leave, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, let everybody know what your thoughts are. You're welcome, John. Sandy, it's nice to see you. I was envious of the picture that I thought you were in Wrexham again. Absolutely, Chris. Keep coming back. We have a good time. Or at least the women's game is on tomorrow. They've got another cup match against Britain Ferry. A win celebration button. Georges, good idea. I've got a lot of work to do. We'll see how I find time to do that. Is Christmas time and all the chaos and madness, but I'm going to work on it. And I'm not going to wear the hat next time so that you can see these. But it was a long, long night. So we'll look at the table in a second. I've got one more addition to add to the man of the match. If I can pull up a poll this way, let's see. Can I do that? Analytics. Here comes the poll. Start a poll. Oh, no, there's going to be an echo because you're playing through the chat. So who is the man of the match? Any other additions other than Tozer, Lee, and Howard were the 3 votes? Yes? Accrington nicked it. No way. Start the poll. Well done. That's helpful. Thank you, Accrington. Oh, add McLean. Sorry. Add option. Did I do that? Did I already hit? I think I can do it. Add McLean. Somebody said, let's go for it. Start the poll. It's loading. Do I have all 4? And I'm going to close that other one off. How do I do that? If there's 2, ignore the top one. Vote for the most recent one. They're having the same struggle that we are, kind of talking about it. Hey, Chris, appreciate you being here. Let people in Wrexham know that if you guys got 3 o'clock games and you can't listen to it and you're stuck wherever you are, that this is as good a backup option. I'm happy to be the second or third in line, and it gives you a chance to chat with some of the fans and get to know what we're experiencing wherever we are in the world. So, Dale, you're more than welcome. Carolyn, appreciate you having there. Mitchell for the own goal. Shannon says, give him the vote. That's evil, but very thankful. That one's going to be a kicker for him going home, knowing what happened at the end and being able to draw in to 1. I don't buy it. The shine is off for me with Stockport. I know they went 8-0, and kudos to them because the question was asked, but they went 6 games in all competitions without a win. They have 3 exceptional players, and they're out, and they just don't have the depth. And so, if they're a full team, they're absolutely a threat. Barry is no joke. But what they've shown is they don't have the depth. Now, they obviously turned into buzzsaws today, and good on them for answering the bell. But they're a target and a reachable target. I'll say that right now. I had them on a pedestal and didn't think it was going to happen, but no more. They are a reachable target. They gave Cannon man of the match, and we didn't even nominate him. Fascinating, right? He played a steady game, and he played the game that he does and control the midfield. But I will always give love to Howard. The problem is, John, I'm not with you in saying he's the bee's knees. He's a serviceable, very good, capable soldier who does good work. But is he something to build the club around? No, he's not. Not in my eyes. But love the guy, and he's awesome, and I don't want him anywhere else. I want him right here. But in this role of coming in, stepping in, doing the job, and that's what he does really, really well. It's Ogonko's job when he comes back. And if Ogonko can't come back, then I'd like to see another lone player come in. Whether that be, what's McGill doing up at Brighton? That'll always be my target until it's not available. Oh no, Crew got one back with the red. Ruined the day. Full time, last second. Well, ain't that a bugger? Yeah, but I don't look at wins and losses. I hear you, John, that you're still with Arthur as number 1, but I don't think you can limit it just to wins and losses and clean sheets. You've got to look at the nature of the competition, right? If you put Roberto Luongo into the ECHL, he's going to stand on his head and do exceptionally well. You can take a backup goaltender and he'll do exceptionally well in the lower leagues. So that was the benefit of being in the National League to a sense, is we had quality in front and those clean sheets. He was a beneficiary of them. I'm not saying he's bad. He's an exceptional goalkeeper. But to me, save percentage matters. That's a number that and even that's padded a little bit by the nature of the competition. But look, I'm not here to slag on Chomp because he's awesome. And I'm super thankful. I am here to slag on Accrington for coughing that one up in the 11th hour. They came back, had her there, down by one with the other team down to 10 men. They're able to pull it even, go ahead, and then somehow have a blip. So the only team that really struggled out of the top six, Notts County. Want to end up having a look at the table there. I haven't seen how the vote's been going. It's looking like Lee's pulling ahead with man of the match. But I want to end up bringing up the table. And then we're here tomorrow. So before you leave, subscribe, like button, notification button if you want to. Then you find out where these are easily. We're back tomorrow for the women's match. I will try to find time to improve all of this sort of stuff. And then back next weekend for the Newport game on the 23rd. And then we start getting things hit in earnest. Newport the 23rd. Then we start the refresh. And the season fires up anew. Just going to jump into the table here. Like, tell me I'm wrong, but you've got Stockport down through Crew 1 through 5, sitting at 37 points. Crew with a game in hand. Mansfield 2 games in hand. Wrexham and Barrow a game in hand. And then you have Notts County having played 22 and 1 point back. They're in that dangerous territory. I think this could end up being a 5-team run to the finish. If we'll see what happens. Stockport, Notts County next weekend. Are we cheering for Notts? Are we cheering for Notts? Or do we just want the draw? I haven't decided yet. Well, that'll be the big debate. Thanks, Brendan, for doing what you do. The flop counter, having a blast. It was awesome to see you here. We win because they count goals for and against. The UK model, the European model, is that over the season, the better determination in deciding who is higher or lower is not games against the other side. It's points total within the entire competition. I don't like it. I get the debate. I'm on the wrong end of the debate. I got you, John. I'm sure we'll have a WhatsApp debate through the entire thing. Envious, Travis, of being able to do a semester abroad, but I did mine in South Korea. In hindsight, maybe it would have been more fun in England, but I had a blast in any event. So Crew are playing Barrow next week. So, somebody's got to lose that one, right? So that will be helpful in splitting up the table. I haven't looked at who plays each other. So we've got Crew and Barrow. That's next week. And that's hopefully you get a draw there and everybody falls back. And then you've got the Notts County. You've got Notts County Stockport, so they're going to split points or lose points, one of them. So that's helpful. Who else are we looking at and what they're doing? Mansfield Town, they have Sutton again. Oh no, that was Sutton and Stockport today. So Mansfield goes on the road to Sutton. That would be surprising. I thought Sutton had turned the corner. They had 4 draws and 1 win or something like that in a row. I thought there was an opportunity for them to be able to pull things out and find something, but. All this is happening, yes, while the Welsh Derby draws near. Yeah, that's the one on next weekend, which should be interesting. I was hoping for a little bit more pomp and pageantry that was going to be announced. Maybe it will over the week coming, where there's some Welsh cultural activities in advance of that happening. Would be nice to see. Look, I've got things that I got to run around and do with the kids. We're going to be on 6 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock. For the women's match. We will be here next weekend when we're at home to Wrexham early in the morning, looking around. It's really just a couple of games that we'll have our eyes on, right? Stockport, Notts County, that's massive. Crew, Barrow, that's massive. And then you'll have the secondary Sutton, Mansfield Town. W&G, if you're still here, you may want to send me the message of what teams, what matches you want to put onto the scoreboard, because I'm going to be changing your toy. Hopefully maybe even tonight. to see how that all works. These two things in the down below probably going to get a workover, and we'll see how it goes. Look, I've had a blast with this one. One more Who Are You video, and then we'll see what we can do. Maybe I just focus on the hors d'oeuvres after that, because they end up getting more attention and more love. Let me know your thoughts on that. I'm going to end up looking at the poll and closing that one off really quickly. Where are we with the poll? 51% to Lee. So I'll wrap that. I'll give one more minute. If anybody has a last minute poll there, feel free to push that one. And much love to everybody. Have a good weekend. Looking at the poll, we'll give it to Lee. I got to get those out on the social media at some point today. Fix everything up. Cheers. This has been the Red Horde. Take care, everybody. Why not interview one of their fans for the second half of the Who Are You? Yeah, Dave, I could do that. A lot of people do that, but you know what? Maybe I will reach out. We'll figure it out. Okay. Subscribe button, like button, notification if you want to, and away we go. See ya.